Hey you guys, it's Evelyn from Evelyn Loves to Blog, back at it again with you guys. And so right now during quarantine, I just wanted to show you guys this basic home remedy of aloe vera, how to make aloe vera suppository gels to insert into your vagina so that you can learn how to keep your vagina nice and fresh and clean, odorless, like with no vaginal odor. Also, it is very good for vaginal dryness, just to make your vajayjay more I would say, like, have more elasticity and stuff like that, or like to be more wet in your vaginal area. Also, this is very good for yeast infections, how to cure yeast infections, how to cure BV, vaginal vaginosis is basically like bacteria in your vagina. So, well, what you would do is you would just basically take an aloe vera plant, as you guys saw on the video. And so you can get it at a supermarket, at the grocery stores, wherever they sell plants. You take your aloe vera plant, you make sure that you wash it very well under warm or cold water, whatever your preference. Make sure that you clean it out, just to make sure that any debris or dirt are out of your aloe vera plant. And so, as you see me there washing it up really, really, really good before we start to cut it up and remove the skins in order to get the gel from inside. Because with that gel, that's what we're going to make our suppositories made out of. So basically, you would need an aloe vera plant. You would need aluminum foil. You would need a plate. And you would need a knife. So after you have washed it properly, you would have your setup complete pretty much. And so you take your aluminum foils. With the aluminum foils, what you can do is you can like take little pieces, like cut it up, or take little pieces of the aluminum foil, so that once your suppositories are done, your aloe vera gel suppositories, then you could just wrap them up with that. But firstly, I'm showing you right here, as I will be cutting the outer layers of this plant, of the aloe vera plant. It's not looking as to its perfection, just because at that moment I did this video some time ago and I didn't have my tripod, so it wasn't like the best. But this is basically the process that I went through on how to make easy, affordable aloe vera gel suppositories at home. That plant only cost me about $1.99 in the supermarket. It's so affordable. And ladies, I kid you not, you would see so many great benefits out of this if you try this. This is also good for fertility. This is so good for your reproductive system, for your vagina. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, it has so many properties that you're gonna definitely see a change, and so I just wanted, I had made this video previously in Spanish, and I wanted to come out here and make it in English, just because I think it's very important to have feminine hygiene, how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your reproductive system. So at this point, I had cut the edges and the outer plant of the aloe vera plant, and I took out the gel. And so as you can see, once I cut up all the crystals of the aloe vera, the gel that's inside, I put it in a plate, and you see that slimy consistency. What we will do next is, it's not supposed to be there. Like, we would have to wash that out, like, properly, very thoroughly, to the point where there's no slime or very little slime. Because at the moment that you make your suppositories, or you introduce them into your reproductive system, into your vagina, your vajayjay, you want to make sure that you don't have none of that slime entering into your vagina or your reproductive system, just because you can have allergic reaction, urine, or it's not healthy for you. You just want the crystal to go inside that gel. So I washed it thoroughly, and that's the way, it came out. That's the way it looks, nice and washed with all the slime off. Now I'm going to go on ahead and plate it up. Put them in a separate plate. I have all my aluminum foils cut up already into small pieces on the side, already nicely prepared. And I'm going to take the crystals, my aluminum foils, and I'm gonna put them in the plate, and I'm gonna cut them up to small sizes. And so, just as you guys are seeing now, I'm placing them in the plate, and I am going to cut them up into small pieces, a decent amount, not too small, not too big. You would know more or less the right size for your body, as we all are, different body types, skinny, chubby, more on the heavier side, and so on and so forth. Some of us are more like, I would say, in your vagina, more, not like, how can I say this, like more stretchier. Some of us are more tighter in our vaginal area, so you would know more or less to your preference the size that you want to do it. But you want to do it you want to cut it up at an appropriate size, so that when you do enter it into your vagina, that it will clean it. This helps with the cleansing of your reproductive system, of your vagina. So once you enter that into your body, you want to make sure that it's a decent size, so that it could do its job once it's in there. So that's pretty much what I did. I cut them up in halves, and then I did like another halves. They're all like different sizes, but very similar, to a good size that I know would be great to introduce into my reproductive system. I wanted to take out, this video. I wanted to show you guys a step-by-step on how I get this done, just because it's so good, not only to have like a nice presence and be well kept and groomed on the outside. We also, us as women, as teenagers, young adults, we have to also take care of our reproductive system, our vagina, our insides, just to be healthy, just, to make sure, like, for example, this suppository, these aloe vera gel suppositories, these are great for so many different things. It helps if you have a dry vagina, so you would have a more like wet consistency, and you can bring back your natural flows of your vagina. Like, how can I say this? I would say like the consistency that you're supposed to have in your vaginal area, not too dry, not too wet. It balances out your pH in your vaginal system. It also helps you by introducing these aloe vera gels, because one is affordable. It's not like you're taking no meds or no pills. This is all natural. It's easy to do at home. And you, with one plant, you can make so many suppositories. It helps with fertility and with so many things, like I had mentioned before in the at the beginning of the video and stuff. And right now, we're going through this crisis, through this national pandemic of the COVID-19 coronavirus. And so I said, hey, I just wanted to bring something positive and teach you guys something that I know, and something that's affordable, something that you can do at home. So since now we all have all the time in the world, we can use our time at home, for those of us that are home and not, that we're not out there risking our lives every day, or that are still working outside. Those of us that can work from home, or that can be at home at this time, we can just emphasize on doing positive things at home. And hey, why not? Why not take care of your body? Why not take care of your vaginal system and reproductive system? It will, you will be nice and fresh, odorless. This eliminates any, bacterias and all that stuff. It also makes your vajayjay tighter. Once you have intercourse, you would see a tremendous change. Like you're tighter, if it just feels more better, you're more confident, you're more fresh. It helps with fertility. It also helps with regulating your monthly menstruals and stuff like that. So like if you're irregular, it really helps. So basically, after I cut up the suppositories, I took the as you guys can see in the video, I took the aluminum foils that I cut up, and individually each gel that I had cut up, I put them in the aluminum, on top of the aluminum foil, and I basically wrapped them up the best as I could. And they would, like I said, they're cut up in different sizes, so you're gonna see different sizes in your little suppositories. So we continuously go on ahead and we repeat the same process for the rest of the suppositories. We wrap them up really good in the aloe vera, just to keep them nice and covered and in place. Once you have all of your suppositories covered and you're done, with the rest of the gel, your crystals that you have to make, it will look like this. And once you do that, you can go on ahead and put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your freezer. You will keep it in your freezer. And it's so that you can save it. It'll be cold. It'll how can I say this? It would maintain it nice and cool, and it would preserve your crystals, your aloe vera suppositories. And so if you want, whenever you're ready to use it, you just go on ahead, you take it out of the refrigerator, you put them a little bit, like a few seconds under, cold or warm running water. And then you would take the suppository out of the aluminum foil once you're ready to insert it into your vagina. So basically you could do it at night. Usually once your period is over, like on the last day, once you see like that brownish consistency of discharge, you would introduce one per day, usually for preference at night, because you can do it in the bathroom after you take a shower. You insert it in, or when you go to bed, you would spread your legs, you open your legs, and you would insert the suppository all the way up into your vagina, and you would just let it in place there so that it can do its cleansing, its work overnight. Try not, obviously, while you have this inserted, do not have sexual intercourse. So if you're gonna have sexual intercourse, do it before you do that. Take a shower, and then you introduce it before you go to bed, and then you just lay down and you go to sleep. It's supposed to dissolve overnight. If not, it can stay there, but by the next day, if it hasn't dissolved, then you don't need to be cleansed that much, and then you can just pretty much take it out when you when you go on ahead and pee in the morning. You can just take it out if it's still in there. If not, if you don't see it, great, it did its job and it really cleansed you. And you can do it after your period every day for about, I would say, a week or two, and then give it a rest for 2 weeks, and then you can do it again once your period comes again. So I hope you guys enjoy. I love you. I thank you so much. We're past 100 subscribers, and stay tuned for the next video. Mwah.